Okay. All right. Excellent. Well, in lieu of, what's that mean? In lieu of our normal chair not being here, I'm going to call the meeting to order. And first up is the approval of the minutes of our last meeting, which was May 4th, 2020. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes? Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of May the 4th, 2020.
Second.
All right. Everybody in favor? Good?
Aye.
Show of hands? Okay. All right, staff, that brings us to you all.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Beisel. Is Tiffany on here? I see another telephone number. I see Ricky Lee in the bottom. That's our next case. Is Tiffany on?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know. I just saw a number, so I didn't want to assume that was you.
Yes, sir.
And so I will probably defer to both Ricky Lee and Tiffany when we get to their proposals, just because it's a little more awkward looking at a screen, and I want to make sure that I get things accurate. So if I get off track, both of you please jump in and slap me virtually, and I'll hand it over to you. So the first case is for 118 North Church Street, and there's a quite extensive work being proposed. Staff met with the applicant on several occasions to go over, and we'll talk about the image that's right there in front of you. They're installing large multi-pane storefront windows. And if you, yeah, there we go. We'll use that one. So you can see in that image, go back one, Hannah, to where you can see that the original openings are there. And at some point in the history of the building, they were replaced with a smaller metal framed window. So they're proposing to go back to the original size. And then also where the Salon Haven sign is, there was a window there at one point, a large plate glass type window, whether it's divided light or single, we have no idea, but there was a large opening there at, there we go. And then they're also proposing to replace the existing metal frame glass door and add a door just to the left of where it says salon. And finally adding an awning over the side entrance, which is on the alley. So make sure to cover those back in reverse. A small awning over the alleyway door. Remove existing second story windows and expand opening to the original size. Install a second front door for access to the interior stairs, because there's a stairwell right there to, if you're looking at that image to the left of that S in salon, on the inside of the building, there's a stairwell there. And so they're trying to make an access from the front into that stairwell. And then replace the aluminum front door with multi-pane wood door. Install a large multi-pane storefront window and trim with wood. The details of what they are proposing are included in your packet, and we can go through those images here. That's a staff rendering just to give you an idea of what we're talking about. But Chairman, I'd be happy to answer any questions or allow the applicant to speak if you desire.
Okay. Well, I'll open it up. And does anybody have questions for staff or the applicant? I have one, but I'll see if anybody else has one.
Go ahead,
Go,
Perky.
Perky.
Yeah.
I just wanted clarification. Is this only the 3 front facade windows? I noticed there's a side window that's also smaller than the opening. And is that 4th window being included or not?
Yes, it would be included.
Okay, that wasn't specified, so I just wanted to ask. Okay.
I'm glad you said that. I did not even notice that window over there.
I didn't either. Good eye.
Okay. Anybody else have any other questions?
I'm
or
just
comments?
curious, is that door that's going to be on the front, would that have been a door that would have been there before? Do we know?
No, it wasn't there originally.
Okay.
It's certainly a common feature in a lot of the downtown buildings, however.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, and I guess I had one other. Is the board and batten, are you basically cutting through the board and batten and the rest of it will remain?
That we would actually like to put the brick facing back, the original brick, to show it more than that board and batting trim, because that's actually rotted. That was added in, James added that in the early 70s.
Mm.
All right. Is that too big of a change beyond what is, I'm asking staff, is that too big of a change based off of what's been submitted? Because there's nothing
No,
about
ma'am.
it.
No, ma'am, that's easily added.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
No, just I guess maybe a questioning comment. So it looks as if that going back with those the multi-pane doors and the windows, it's probably going to match better with the other downtown buildings. Am I correct about that?
You are correct. In fact, the proposed style of window for the large window, there's a duplicate found either the adjacent building, Tiffany, please correct me, or 2 buildings down from her. That same style window is found on an existing.
Yes, it's 2 doors down. It's Macy Mays that it would look like.
Okay. Well, that was what I had imagined.
Yeah, me too, Michael. I think they'll look great.
I think so, and I think the window is going to look so much better than that big boarded up wall.
Yes.
Yes.
Agreed.
Well, and even though, this is one of those cases where we don't have a good rendering of what it looked like. So you use similar buildings in your downtown district, and what is being proposed by Tiffany is something that we find in other buildings. So it's an appropriate style for this building, even though we don't know if it was there once upon a time.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, do we have, would anybody like to make a motion about 2020-009?
Sure, I make a motion that we accept COA number 2020-009 as described.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. All right, staff, next one.
All right, this is COA 2020-010. Applicant is Jacob and Ricky Lee Willoughby for 108 East Pillar Street. They are requesting to install a 40 by 10 shipping container on the property on the southern property line and build a porch for outdoor seating. It's a fairly simple request. You can see in the image there to the left of your screen where the wooden fence is where the shipping container is proposed to be located. Oh, there we go. That's a better image of it right there. And once again, that is staff. That's why we always put not to scale. That wasn't supplied by the applicant. It's just to give us a kind of a conceptual idea of where it's going to be. And then I would be happy to hand it over to Ricky Lee to add any additional comments.
Ricky, would you like to state anything?
She's muted.
Oh, sure.
Ricky Lee, can you hear us? Your image is frozen. That we may have lost you.
She needs to unmute herself.
Yeah,
No.
there's a little,
Oh,
Yeah,
she's here.
yeah, there's a little pop-up bar at the bottom of your screen, and there's a little microphone that you can mute and unmute.
Give us just a second here. She's in the chat window asking.
Oh,
Okay, well then,
Oh.
so Hannah, would you be able to
I was saying,
unmute?
yeah. Oh, there she goes. She's unmuted.
There you go. Okay.
Hey, there we go.
Short between the chair and the keyboard. No, we were wanting to put in the shipping container just for extra storage space. We've got throughout the year we bring in about 20 pallets of wine, and so we are running out of room. And so the shipping container, our plan is to paint it the same exterior color of our building to have it kind of match. And then two, to give us some additional covered seating outside for our guests, because there will be a porch that basically just kind of a mirror image. The porch will match the current porch that we have now. And I did send over, my parents actually did something kind of similar to this for their lavender farm. I don't know if y'all have that picture, but it kind of gives you an idea of where we're going, minus the outside color.
That purple one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is our desire.
Okay.
That
Does
looks
anybody else? Oh, go ahead, Alex.
No, I was just saying I like the idea of that, having extra seating, and then of course having extra storage is critical. I mean, especially since you guys have that much wine coming in all the time. So
Right. Yeah. Hopefully it will only be more. So
yeah, that'd be great.
Does anybody else have questions of Brian or an applicant?
When I saw this, I was thinking, oh, a shipping container. So I don't know if that's something that we have had before, if there's any concerns about that, or if this is like, oh yeah, that's perfect.
So really, it would be just the terminology. You have several storage buildings, which is what this is.
Right.
It's the method. It's a metal storage building versus a wood or a wood and metal storage building. I think get caught in the term shipping container. So we don't have any other shipping containers in the immediate downtown area, but there are several other storage buildings. And our downtown is a commercial district. So just like we didn't know what that previous applicant, what that building looked like. So you look at what's the purpose of the district. And this one, it's not residential, it's commercial. And there's a vacant lot that once upon a time had a building, but we don't know what building was there. So is it appropriate to have a storage building on a lot in the downtown area? So I kind of answered indirectly your question there, Commissioner Dean.
And follow-up question, if it is indeed a shipping container, am I correct in assuming that it's easily put in and easily removed?
yes.
It is not a permanent item.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is always a plus.
Yeah, that's a plus. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? I'm just glad business is good. You need more. That's great.
Yeah.
I agree.
Y'all come on down.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Can I make a motion that we approve COA 2020-010?
Go for it. That sounded like one.
No, it sounded like one to me too.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Just making sure. Okay. All right.
Thank y'all.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
all.
Regular.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, Hannah's going to present this next item on the
All
reimbursement.
right, so the case for HRG 2019-003, this is this very prominent building on North Street. It is from not this past cycle, but the cycle before. Mr. Russell Smith, he had requested an extension because there was a lot of work, and with all of these, we have weather delays and other items. I believe he said his contractor retired halfway through the project, and so it was delayed, but he is done. And most of the work, or all of the work, was all deferred maintenance. It was fixing rotten wood and repainting. He submitted a ton of photos. I didn't include them all here, or in the packet, but there were some in the packet. But it looked great. All the work looked great. So the project was funded at 50%. And in your packet, you'll notice in the staff report, they had a clerical error on their side, on the applicant side, to where in the application that they submitted for their grant, it was overestimated because they had included interior work, and obviously that is not subject to HRG funding. So, what they were approved for totaled over $30,000, but then the actual work that they did for this grant was only $16,300, as you can see here. So there was, an overestimation, but they will still receive 50% of this final project cost, which is why it is, when it's hidden on my screen, it was, I can't.
8,317.41
Okay.
is
Yeah,
what you
there's
have
like
in the report.
There's a little pop-up over top of it. So you guys will be voting on whether we should release those funds, and the applicant is not on the call, but it looks like all the work that they had submitted for on the outside has been done, and there was a lot of rotten wood, and it looks like they got it all cleaned up. So it's not an exciting project for the next.
Oh. Does anybody have questions of staff about the work or the funding scheme or anything of that nature?
No.
I'm good.
All right. Well, I'll make a motion that we approve HRG 2019-003 to approve the release of $8,317.41 with the work having been done appropriately as planned.
I second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any nays?
Sorry, who made the motion?
Perky did.
Okay. All right, thank you.
And I think Paul seconded that.
Right, got it.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Boy, we can be Speedy Gonzalez. What's next?
I mean, pretty painless.
Yeah, let's go home.
Well, do we have do we have our next date?
Oh, let me pull up my calendar.
Okay.
If we have any applications come in, it'll be August 3rd.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Got it.
Okay. All right. Well, unless anybody has anything to put any last famous words.
I think we're
All
good.
right.
Nothing.
Not me.
Well, okay. Well, thank you, Hannah and Brian. It looks like he already's vamoosed. But thank you all, and good seeing everybody, and we'll maybe see everybody in August.
Fingers
great.
crossed.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you all.
See y'all
Thank you.
later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.